Bigo, tune in for the show. Business matters, we're about to blow. Streaming each night, never take a break. Making real big moves, can't make mistakes. Bigo.
All right, ready for a deep dive into something kind of unexpected?
Ooh, I love surprises.
Today, we're tackling Bigo Live filters and effects.
Filters and effects, huh?
Yep. We found a super interesting article, actually, on the Bigo Live blog.
Oh, cool.
Published pretty recently, too, just last August.
So it's fresh then.
Totally up to date. And I bet you're thinking, wait, I don't even use Bigo Live.
Uh-huh. Yeah, kind of.
But stick with us, because this stuff goes way beyond just streaming.
Oh, okay. You've got my attention.
It's about how we use visuals to communicate and how people react to them.
Makes sense. I mean, visuals are everywhere these days.
Exactly. And this article, it really dives into how those visuals can shape perceptions.
So we're talking more than just filters are fun then.
Way more. It gets into the psychology of it all, like how filters can actually influence how your message comes across.
Oh, wow. I'm intrigued.
We're all kind of judging a book by its cover, right? Even subconsciously.
I mean, yeah, first impressions matter.
Think about it. Scrolling through videos online, what makes you click?
Probably something that looks visually appealing.
Right. Vibrant colors, maybe some cool animation. It just grabs your attention.
Totally. If it looks dull or boring, I'm going to keep scrolling.
Exactly. And it goes even deeper. Did you know that certain colors can actually trigger specific emotional responses?
Huh. I've heard of color psychology, but...
Yeah. Like warm tones, reds, oranges. Those tend to make people feel excited, energetic.
Makes sense. They're fiery colors.
While cool colors, like blues and greens, can create a more calm, trustworthy vibe.
Interesting. So like if you want a high energy, attention-grabbing feel.
You might lean towards those warmer tones in your visuals.
I see. So it's not just about looking good. It's about using those visuals strategically.
Exactly. Now, how about Bigo Live itself? How easy is it to use all this stuff?
Well, from what the article says, it seems pretty user-friendly.
That's good to hear.
Even if you've never messed with filters before, they've designed it to be intuitive. Plus, they're always adding new effects, keeping things fresh.
I like that. No one wants to be stuck with the same old stuff.
Right. And everything's laid out clearly with instructions right in the app.
No need to hunt for tutorials then.
Nope. To jump into the filter fun, you just look for two icons. The makeup icon, that's for filters.
Got it. Makeup for filters.
And then the magic wand icon, that's for special effects.
All right, so let's get into the specifics. What kind of filters are we talking? Spill the details.
Okay, so they've basically got two main categories. First, there's the basic filters.
Basic filters.
These are like your foundation. They handle stuff like lighting and color tones.
So setting the mood, basically?
Yeah, fine-tuning the atmosphere.
Like a warm filter for that sunny, inviting feeling?
Exactly. Or a cool filter for something sleek and dramatic.
Okay, that's for setting the overall tone. But what about those times you want to go all out?
Then you got to bring in the special effects.
Ooh, the special effects.
These are like your statement pieces. Overlays, animations, even augmented reality stuff.
Wait, augmented reality, like AR?
Yep. Think virtual cat ears popping up on your head, or maybe you're suddenly breathing fire.
Haha, I can see that adds some personality.
Exactly. It brings that extra visual interest to your broadcast.
So anything from like a gentle snowfall to a full-on unicorn party.
The possibilities are pretty much endless.
Yeah.
But of course, gotta choose wisely.
Right. Can't be showing up to a business meeting with those virtual cat ears.
Exactly. And that's a big point the article emphasizes. You gotta be strategic.
So not just slapping on the most eye-catching effect you can find.
Nope. Think about your content, your audience, what you're trying to say.
Makes sense. Now, something I know can be a bit controversial. Beauty mode.
Oh yeah, beauty mode. Always sparks debate.
What's the article's take on it? Is it all it's cracked up to be?
Well, they acknowledge both sides. It can be great for a little confidence boost.
Yeah, who doesn't want to look their best?
But there's a fine line between enhancement and going overboard.
Like those overly filtered pictures where people look almost plastic.
Exactly. That's what you want to avoid.
So how do you strike that balance between I woke up like this and I spent hours in makeup?
It's all about subtlety. Enhance, don't mask.
So look like the best version of yourself, not a completely different person.
Exactly. And in a way, it's similar to something we talked about earlier, lighting.
Ooh, interesting. Tell me more.
Well, good lighting can do wonders for how you look on camera. Makes you look more vibrant, more awake.
Instantly more professional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But bad lighting, that can work against you. Washed out look, under eye shadows. No one wants that.
So good lighting is like the ultimate natural beauty mode.
You could say that. And the best part is, you don't need a fancy studio to achieve it.
Oh, good to know.
There are tons of simple tricks to make yourself look amazing on camera, even without filters.
All right, we got to hear those tricks. But first, a quick break.
It's about finding what works for you and your space.
Right, like what's going to look best in my little home office setup?
Maybe just being near a window for that natural light does the trick.
That's my go-to, actually.
Or maybe you grab a ring light or some softbox lamps for when it's like gloomy outside.
Yeah, gotta combat those winter days.
Exactly. But it all comes back to being intentional, right?
Totally, because even with the best filters in the world, if the lighting's bad,
The whole thing just falls apart.
it's like wearing a designer outfit in a dimly lit room.
You just don't get the full effect.
Okay, so we've covered filters, we've talked lighting, but let's bring it back to this visual storytelling idea.
Yes, getting to the heart of it.
It's not just about looking good, it's about enhancing your message, connecting with people.
And that's where this Big Alive article gets really interesting.
Oh, how so?
It dives into how filters and effects can make the viewing experience more engaging, more memorable.
I like that. Like, you want people to actually remember what they saw.
Exactly. Think of it this way. Your content is the main course.
Okay. I'm following.
And the filters and effects, those are your spices, your seasonings.
Ooh, I love that analogy.
They add depth and flavor.
But too much seasoning can ruin a dish.
Precisely. It's about balance.
Enhance, not overpower.
Exactly. And just like in cooking, some combinations work, some clash.
So, like, sparkles and rainbows might be fun for a lighthearted thing.
But if you're delivering a serious message,
Yeah, not the best fit.
it's like wearing a clown costume to a funeral.
Yeah, not exactly the right vibe.
So how do you avoid those visual faux pas?
Yeah, how do you develop that eye for what works?
Well, it's a mix of things.
Okay, break it down for me.
Experimentation is key. Try stuff out, see what feels right for you and your content.
The beauty of an app like Bigo Live is you can see the results instantly.
Exactly. But it's also about developing an awareness of visual principles.
Like what?
Composition, color theory, even a bit of the psychology of how people perceive images.
Wow, there's a whole science to this.
It all plays a role in effective visual storytelling.
I'm realizing there's so much more to this than I initially thought.
It's like a secret language we're all subconsciously picking up on.
The secret language of visual.
Precisely. And the more you understand it, the better you can communicate.
So, even if I'm not, like, a filmmaker?
You probably have a sense of what makes a good movie, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, certain camera angles create drama.
Oh yeah, that low angle shot always makes things intense.
Music can evoke emotions. The pacing keeps you hooked.
So we all have this understanding of visual storytelling, even if we don't realize it.
Exactly. So for someone just starting out with filters and effects,
What's the most important thing to remember?
it's this. They're tools. And like any tool, they can be used in different ways.
For good or for evil?
It's all about intentionality. Ask yourself, what am I trying to achieve with this?
Is it adding value, or is it just a distraction?
Am I enhancing my message or just following a trend?
So it's not just about copying what everyone else is doing.
Nope. It's about making conscious choices that align with your style, your message.
So what makes Bigo Live stand out in this space? The article mentioned they're always updating.
Yeah, one thing that really impressed me was their use of augmented reality.
AR, yeah, we talked about that briefly.
They've taken it way beyond the basic stuff.
Oh, really? Like what?
They've got filters that can transform your entire environment.
No way.
Imagine like you're suddenly on a tropical beach,
All from a filter. That's wild.
or you're in a futuristic city.
It's like stepping into a whole different world.
And that's just the beginning. They're working on filters that respond to your movements, your expressions.
So it becomes even more interactive.
Exactly. The viewer feels more involved.
It's like blurring the lines between the real and the digital.
It's a great point. And it brings up some interesting questions about how we perceive reality.
Ooh, getting philosophical now.
But before we go too deep there, let's circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Okay, what's the...
Filters and effects as self-expression.
Ah, right, like it's not just about aesthetics.
It's about showcasing your personality, your mood, your creativity.
Like fashion or music.
Exactly. And I think that's crucial in live streaming.
Because authenticity is so important there.
It's about finding filters and effects that feel true to you.
Not just chasing trends.
And that's what's great about Bigo Live.
What do you mean?
They offer such a wide range of options, from subtle to outrageous.
So there's something for everyone.
People can find what resonates with them, create content that reflects their unique voice.
It's like having a giant virtual wardrobe of filters.
Exactly. Mix and match, create your perfect on-screen persona.
And just like with clothes, it's about having fun, experimenting.
Finding what makes you feel confident, expressive.
I love that. So we've covered psychology, lighting, AR, self-expression. Anything else about this Bigo Live article that stood out?
One thing that struck me was the emphasis on accessibility.
Accessibility.
They make it clear that these tools aren't just for pros.
Oh, right. Sometimes there's that misconception.
Like you need expensive gear or special skills.
But with a smartphone, anyone can create something awesome.
And Bigo Live is making these tools easy to use, easy to experiment with.
So it's democratizing visual storytelling.
Exactly. And that's a great thing. More people sharing their stories, connecting through visuals.
It makes the whole media landscape richer, more diverse. It's amazing, right? Visual storytelling for everyone.
It is pretty cool, yeah.
Makes you think about how we use visuals all the time, even outside of, like, social media.
Oh, for sure.
Have you ever noticed how a good presentation can make a topic way more interesting?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like if it's just slides full of text, I zone out.
If there are visuals, images, it just pulls you in.
And totally. And even something as simple as an emoji can completely change the tone of a text.
Right. Like a laughing emoji versus a crying one, totally different message.
It's crazy how much we rely on visuals without even thinking about it.
It's like this whole other layer of communication.
And it brings us back to that idea of filters and effects as a visual language.
Right, like just like we use words.
We can use visuals to convey emotions, ideas, even subtle nuances.
It's like punctuation for your visual.
Ooh, I like that.
A well-placed filter can be like an exclamation point.
Yeah. Adding emphasis.
Or a subtle color shift. That can be like a whisper, creating mystery.
And the cool thing is this visual language is constantly evolving.
New trends popping up all the time.
New technology, expanding the possibilities.
It's a never-ending playground for creativity.
It really is. But with so many options, it can be tough to know where to start.
Yeah, especially if you're new to all this.
Any advice for someone who wants to dive in?
Yeah, where do you even begin?
Honestly, just start experimenting.
Okay, so don't overthink it.
Exactly. Play around with different filters, effects, lighting setups.
See what feels right.
What looks good to you, what resonates with your audience.
There's no one right way to do it.
It's about finding your own style.
Kind of like trying on clothes until you find an outfit that expresses you.
Exactly. And your style might change over time too as you discover new things.
So it's a journey.
It is. Embrace the process. Be open to learning.
And remember, the goal isn't perfection.
It's about authenticity, connecting with people.
I love that. So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Bigo Live filters and effects,
Time to come up for air.
I want to leave our listeners with a final thought.
Parting gift.
If these visual tools are so powerful online, how can we use those same principles offline?
Ooh, that's a good one. Like in our everyday interactions.
Exactly. How can we be more mindful of our visual presence in general?
Thinking about our body language.
How we dress, even how we arrange our physical space.
All of that contributes to how we communicate
It's like taking those visual storytelling skills.
and applying them to real life.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty powerful.
By paying attention to those visual cues, we can create more meaningful connections.
Absolutely. It's been a fascinating deep dive.
Definitely learned a lot.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. And remember, embrace the power of visual storytelling.
Whether you're online or offline.
Experiment, have fun, and see what amazing connections you can create.
Bigo, tune in for sure. Business matters, they run the whole flow. Streaming every night, they never take a break. Making moves online, no time for mistakes. Bigo, we on the grind. Business matters.